From the Delhi studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
Arnab Goswami on The Debate at 10, powered by Reva University.
Years ago, ladies and gentlemen, or just about under, it was our investigation and my interview with Peter Mukerjea, which led to a reopening almost of the Sheena Bora murder case with the CBI getting him. But 7 years on, nothing has really changed. And Indrani Mukerjea, the key accused, who's come out on bail with no clean sheet of innocence, is pretending she's a free bird just because she's on bail. She wants to forget about it. Or at least that's what she says. But we won't forget, Indrani. We won't forget, Indrani Mukerjea, that Sheena Bora was murdered. And we will ask everyone, including you, Indrani Mukerjea, who killed Sheena? Let's debate.
Today I just want to look at the sky at night. I haven't seen the night sky in the last 6.5 years.
It has been 7 years since the chilling details of Sheena Bora's murder came to light. It has been 6 years since Arnab Goswami's interview was used by the CBI to nail Peter Mukerjea. Years after Peter Mukerjea was released from Arthur Road jail. Today, Indrani Mukerjea, the key accused, walked out after a bail order by the top court.
अपना घर जाना है बस.
लेकिन बाहर कीजिए, आप लोग को ही लगेगा. और क्या जाना चाहिए? एक-एक करके.
मैम बहुत लंबा वक्त रहा. आगे की शुरुआत कैसी होगी? आप बुक भी लिख रही थी इस पर.
अभी मैं कुछ प्लान नहीं कर रही हूँ. अभी आगे जाके पहले घर तो पहुँचूं, फिर उसके बाद देखती हूँ.
विद्या को.
Yes.
Indrani, really all the best to you for this.
Thank you.
But I wanted to ask you do you blame anyone for this particular incident?
It's all, it's all forgotten.
6.5 years of yours lost.
Empathy and forgiveness. I've forgiven all the people who have hurt me. That's all. So.
Is there anything you learned in the jail, prison?
Lots.
What?
Lots. Next interview.
While granting bail to Indrani Mukerjea by the Supreme Court, has clearly stated that the bail condition is same as like Peter Mukerjea, which means whenever the trial been conducted before the special CBI court in Mumbai, Indrani Mukerjea has to be present in the trial.
So today, the questions from 7 years ago still stand true. The CBI has already informed a special court that Indrani killed Sheena Bora. It said it would not be carrying out further investigation in the case, and now a trial is on. And we cannot simply sit back and let bizarre claims like these to stand.
She has already been intimated by about the said incident by an inmate, and you have already filed that application. That application is already pending in the court. So you guys will come to know whatever the result will be. Yes, she certainly believes she believes in all the contentions that she's raised in the application. So let's hope for the best.
There is no closure in the Sheena Bora murder case, and Republic will ask, who killed Sheena? Let's debate.
In fact, I was looking at that and I said, what a tragedy, what a tragedy. You know what the tragedy is, Swapnil, that it is because of the media that the Sheena Bora murder case was opened. I mean, the Mumbai police was doing everything to botch it up, and we forced it to be open. But look at those reporters asking questions, really silly and bizarre questions. Who do you blame? You lost 6.5 years of your life. I mean, do they do no basic homework? Or is there some kind of Stockholm syndrome going on out here? She's a murder accused, for God's sake. Someone tell that reporter, Swapnil, that she's a murder accused. She's a murderer who she's not been declared innocent at all. I don't understand how one can talk like. And who is Indrani? Indrani says, I forgive. Who is she to forgive? She behaves like she's a victim. She's accused in the murder of her daughter. And that is an unchanged situation, Swapnil. She is a murder accused for her daughter's murder. Simple. Swapnil, let's start with that.
Yes, absolutely, Arnab. This was not an incarceration of a media entrepreneur for whose rescue the Supreme Court came as a sentinel of the Constitution and the free press. This was an incarceration of someone against whom there was overwhelming evidence pointing to the fact that there was a murder committed of a daughter, not of a sister as claimed initially. And to be the sister, and forget the murder part on that. And then there were several seesaws and several yo-yos until when you took in your earlier channel, when you took the bull by its horns and you were the one who completely unearthed this case from scratch so as to establish certain evidence which was strongly pointing towards murder. Now, 6.5 years hence, and after 9 to 10 attempts at bail attempt, clearly indicates that there is overwhelming evidence. The court has to let out a person, even if it's 6.5 years, simply because the case is not proven yet. But now it's only the trial that remains, and I'm sure that the trial will point towards a certain stance
I just
that
want
the
to know, what
CBI
is
has
this?
taken.
What is the little drama? What is this little drama, Aditya, that happened today? Oh, I forgive.
See,
I forgive everyone. I've come out.
Well,
what is the forgiveness? You see, tell me one thing.
Well, first of all, I think those are personal statements.
According to this lady, Indrani Pardon me?
Yes.
Pardon me?
Well, first of all, those are Indrani Mukherjee's personal statements. And I do feel, that she is acting a little, normally a person who's under trial is not, expected to make such statements. And even her statements will not help her case. It's a personal, the courts have nothing to do with that. But, the point of importance here is section 436A of the CRPC, which is the maximum period for which an under trial prisoner can be detained. And as we know, Indrani Mukherjee's trial is pending, going on for the last 6.5 years. So, it is 436A very clearly says that when a prisoner and under trial has undergone detention for a period extending to 1/2 of the maximum imprisonment period, like for instance, if it's murder, it's life imprisonment, which is up to usually 14 years. You take 7. So for what we see, the Supreme Court orders that more or less.
That's all. I completely understand that. But according, do you agree with me? No, that is all right. That is fine, Aditya. I'm not doubting that. I'm not doubting that. I'm not questioning anything. I mean, the Supreme Court has looked at the length of the trial so far and the slow pace of it, which raises questions about the prosecution, the whole judicial process. But that's something else. By the way, according to the CBI, Rahul, Indrani Mukherjee, who is behaving all innocent today, look at the pictures there. She is the lady who strangled, according to the CBI, strangled Sheena in her car and disposed of the body in the jungles of Raigad district's Pen area 2012. Okay. Now she says, she's made this really bizarre claim that a fellow inmate, that also some police inspector who's accused and jailed for extortion, has seen Sheena Bora somewhere in the Dal Lake in Kashmir. So she claims that the person she is accused of killing, who's her own daughter, is having a holiday in Srinagar. I mean, this is how silly it's getting. And Rahul Ishwar, you are here to defend her. So I don't understand. Please provide your defense, please. So I'll debate. You can debate with Madhuvanti then after that. By the way, we still don't. Yeah. Go on. Go. Yeah. No.
Yeah, please continue.
Who killed Sheena?
Yeah. It is
no,
up
I
to
can
the
continue,
CBI
but
to find out
Sheena?
and
I'll ask
prove
the
in
same
the
question
court
I asked
of
6-7
law.
years back.
Please remember, there is a difference between accused and a convict. And until and unless a court convicts a person, we don't have the right to brand any person murderer. And it has been happening in India.
I have absolutely no disagreement with you.
And we are branding people as convicts. And please remember, Supreme Court rightly said, this has been too long. 6.5 years. She has been an under trial prisoner and she has every right to have a bail. And is it not in her right capacity that she is saying that I am suffering for so long without being convicted?
I am not questioning the bail. I am not questioning. I am not questioning the bail. Who am I to question the bail? What I am asking for, no.
Who is a convict? Who is an accused? And who?
What I am saying
is, remember, our core principle is even if 1,000 criminals escape, not even one innocent should be punished. That's the sacrosanct principle on which our Indian system and systems around world are built, because innocent should be protected. I don't know whether she is innocent or not. It is up to the court to say, and we should be patient and not do a media trial. That's a fair thing for us to do.
Arnab ji, can I come in?
Okay. Now, if you've come, yes, please. You see, I just want to make one point, viewers. I'll ask the viewers one point. Do you remember this case? I'm sure you do. The basic question then, 6-7 years back, that I had asked was this: how can Sheena Bora disappear into thin air? And I want to give a little bit of an anecdotal case here. I remember I was doing a 9 o'clock program, and I was very agitated about the many questions in this case, and throughout my first debate, I kept thinking about this case. And I felt the Mumbai police was doing a really bad and shoddy job. And I had a sort of a sneaking feeling that the many media connections of Peter Mukerjea, Indrani Mukerjea, media contacts, police contacts, everything was being quote-unquote managed. And in the break, I think it was 9:53 p.m., I called Peter Mukerjea. And I said, Peter, where are you? He said, I'm in Bombay. I said, I'm coming to meet you. And he absolutely did not want to meet me. I did not give him a chance. I told him, I'm coming to your house. The whole media was outside. I just walked into his flat in Worli. They couldn't physically hold me back, so they had to open the door. And I sat in that room for 2.5 to 3 hours. And Madhuvanti ji, I only observed the body language around the room. And everybody sitting there was there to give Peter a clean sheet, put the blame on Indrani entirely, and they were all acting in my presence. I then took Peter Mukerjea to another room, and I put my phone in front of him. And I said, Peter, you and I are going to do an interview. At which point, Peter got nervous. And Peter, in an act of nervousness, did something very interesting, Savio. He turned my phone upside down. And I told him, Peter, the phone will record even if you turn it upside down. You don't want to face the camera, let's do an audio interview. And on the spot, we recorded an audio interview where he completely messed up. And he started stumbling. And he could not explain this whole angle of whether Sheena Bora was a daughter or a sister. And it was clear to me that he and Indrani were co-conspirators. That is how the case got opened up. And I also want to tell you, Madhuvanti, I made no friends in the Mumbai police or in the media when I opened up this case. Peter was very powerful in the media. Right? So we now, I'm asking one question. Who killed Sheena? Someone tell me today, because this whole drama that Indrani Mukerjea is doing, trying to pretend she's innocent. Who killed Sheena? Madhuvanti, do we know? Who killed Sheena? Do we know? How could she disappear into thin air? A 25-year-old.
Exactly what I'm trying to come to, Arnabji. I do not understand. I mean, everybody here is speaking about the law, is speaking about, guilty until proven innocent, innocent until proven guilty. Mr. Rahul Ishwar has his theories about all of that. Absolutely fine. But who killed Sheena? If Indrani Mukerjea is going to walk out of this jail and actually say she forgives people and makes it look like she's come out of some salt satyagraha, I don't understand this logic. And what is this drama? And I'm sorry, I would like to know what the media was trying to ask her. I heard some reporter actually say, "Congratulations, ma'am." What was the congratulations for?
It's really
and what is this
shameful.
Whole thing about I want
it's a shame. It's a shame.
It is the most
it's a shame today that was said.
Asked by media.
Lowest point for the media when that was said. Yes.
And you look at her and say, "Congratulations, ma'am." It is disgraceful. Arnabji, I think you should take this up very seriously, because this is a disgrace to the media world. How can a reporter actually go to this woman and say, "Congratulations, ma'am"? What is she congratulating her for? We still don't know. She has been granted bail. That's all. Has she been acquitted?
Real shame.
What is this whole drama? And what next? I don't understand. What is what next? There is a trial next. What do you mean, what next? And look at the smile, look at the attitude, look at the body language. It's as though she has been freed and this is it. She's not going back to jail again. I do not understand this. And as a woman and as a mother, I feel ashamed today. Is this how you portray the women in this country? Is this how you're going to try and prove things? Please, somebody give me an answer to this. Forget all your constitution and your law and everything. As a woman, I want to know, what is the answer to the death of a girl in this country? Is this how every case is going to be taken up? And is this how the media is going to make a sham about it?
What a shame.
And ask her about,
what a shame.
Congratulations.
What a shame.
Is this the state of this country today?
Yeah.
Somebody please answer me. I don't know. I don't have the answer.
And I think that I have someone who's close to Indrani and her family, Wing Commander Devenderjeet Singh Clare, who is joining us from Kannur. You see, the real issue is today, Wing Commander Clare, Sheena was strangulated. Her body, Sheena Bora's body, was cut into parts. Then it was burnt. And it was put in a bag as per reports, and buried in the Raigad district in Pen. Right? That case is still being investigated.
This is exactly what we've been reading in the papers. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And nothing.
Who has come to the conclusion that
nothing. If I may say so, nothing so far. There is not a single iota of any observation on merits of the case. So I feel this attempt at trying to portray a release on bail while the case is very much on as some certificate of innocence should stop. Don't you think so? Both by the media, sections of the media, and by Indrani herself.
6.5 years they've been languishing in jail. Why isn't the court moving? Why aren't they getting the other witnesses?
What do you mean? What do you mean languishing? What do you mean languishing?
Well,
no. The case is on.
No.
What is
the case is not progressing.
Yeah, of course they've been in jail. Why do you think people accused of murder go to? Where do you think people accused of murder go to?
But let the.
Are you saying people of a certain economic strata should be let off even while on jail? I mean, I don't understand the argument. What exactly is the argument here?
My argument is the case is not proceeding the way it should. The judges have been changing. The witnesses have not been produced. Have they got Peter's son on the stand? They haven't. And then Sheena's got bail, but Sanjeev Khanna hasn't got bail.
Who killed Sheena?
As yet. Who killed Sheena? They have to find out.
Yeah, who killed Sheena?
That's a good question. Who killed Sheena?
Yeah, so that's
Because
exactly the point.
Body.
Who
got
killed
a body.
Sheena? Was there a financial angle? Was there a financial angle? And I asked the same question today that I asked 7 years ago. And my question 7 years ago was, Simon Benjamin, that why did Indrani allegedly introduce Sheena as her sister and not her daughter? And why did Indrani tell people that Sheena was in the United States to a point where Mikhail doubts that Indrani could have impersonated and sent emails to him? I am asking the same question that I asked 7 years back.
Well, Arnab,
the same question. What is the motive for the murder?
To answer that question, Arnab,
yes.
Indrani is entitled as an accused in a case, in a murder case, to take whatever defense that she thinks is available to her, and Indrani is very much entitled in law to take up whatever defense that is available to her, and that is her version of truth. But today, the bail has not been granted on merits. It's not that her version has been accepted. The only reason why the bail has been granted is because the prosecution has failed to show that the trial could be concluded in an expeditious manner.
Correct.
Even if they were willing to give up 50%
the trial
of
is
their
on.
witnesses,
Absolutely, and that's what the court
said. The trial is very much on.
Would be still more than. No, the trial is very much on, but it's just that because it's taken 6.5 years to examine only 68 witnesses, that the court felt that there is no point in keeping somebody incarcerated.
Tell me one thing, Simon.
One of the accused has been...
No, 1 minute. Tell me, Simon. Simon, let's be logical here, okay? We're talking about the Sheena Bora case, and the question being, in 2015, Savio, an All India Institute of Medical Sciences report confirmed that Sheena Bora died of strangulation after examining and testing a burnt skeleton.
Yes.
But Indrani says that skeleton, Indrani, who came out all smiling, I like the pictures on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. Indrani, all pleased that she's out and trying to give an impression of innocence. Though it's not entirely her fault, I would really blame those media persons as well who were asking her really ridiculous questions out there. Can I have the pictures on the screen? Yes. And she says no, that burnt skeleton is not of my daughter, Sheena. That burnt skeleton is not my daughter. My daughter is, as per a fellow inmate, holidaying in the Dal Lake in Srinagar. It's absurd. It's completely absurd.
Well, you know, Arnab, the problem with Indrani Mukerjea is not entirely her fault. It is actually the media.
One way or the other,
it is the media who's led her to believe when she got the bail that she's also got acquitted. That's the problem. The problem is Indrani is in a space that makes her think that she's acquitted because the media shamelessly made her think that she's a heroine right now and she's probably out on freedom. But that's not the truth. The truth is the country needs to know who killed Sheena. And Indrani, according to the CBI investigation, is one of the prime accused in the case. So no matter how much the media would like to whitewash the criminality of the case, the fact of the matter is Rahul. Indrani Mukerjea is accused of killing her daughter. And that's the truth. So it is shameless for the media to even interview her and tell her, oh my God, you've been 6.5 years in prison. How do you feel about it? And then Indrani talking about probably writing a book. Nobody is interested in your point of view. This is not the West. This is India. When you're accused of criminality, make sure you are clean and clear and acquitted in order for you to write your book, Indrani. The point of the matter is you're not acquitted. You're on bail. And when you're on bail, the criminality charges still exist until the court proves you to be innocent.
But let us please remember, she is neither convicted nor acquitted. She is neither on the two ways. It goes both ways. She's neither convicted nor acquitted.
She's
accused. Right now on bail.
Rahul,
she's only an accused.
She's accused. She's accused. She's accused, Rahul. She's accused.
She's an accused.
But you're not free. She's not free. She's not free.
I don't think anybody
is not free. She's not free of the criminality of the case.
Because we have seen
that's
in our
the
nation
line of
many
questioning
people,
of the media.
many people
That's
being
the line
accused
of
of many
questioning of
things,
the
and
media.
later we
Please
realized
listen to
they
the
were not
questioning
right
of the
cases.
media when she came out of jail. Please listen to the questioning of the media when she came out of jail. They've been trying to make her look like an innocent bird. She's not. She's not an innocent bird that has actually flown away from the jail.
I think
Her
everyone
trial
will agree
continues.
with Savio when he
The
says
court
that we
in
should
its
not
wisdom
portray her as
allowed
free.
her.
But at the same point of time, please remember, there were accusations earlier of killing, murder, accidental drowning, accidental death, accidental poisoning. So many things happened. We all know at the end what happened. So let us remember.
Accidental poisoning. Please.
The CBI.
No, please.
CBI
Please.
investigation is very
Madhuvanti
clear.
is also on the responding. I would like to get Mrinalini Deshmukh here. Mrinalini Deshmukh, I'm listening to this, and I feel the danger happens when the media skims the surface. In this case also, when I investigated this case, I found that 90% of the media were not interested in following the case. They were only wanting the statements from the police and putting it in their dispatches. And even today, all kinds of theories doing the rounds. Nobody is saying that there is a doctor who carried out a post-mortem and gave a death certificate after preserving the samples from the half-burnt body which was recovered in Raigad. So please, yes, pictures on the screen of Indrani coming out today all happy and, saying everything's fine, and the section of the media saying, oh, are you feeling bad? You get angry, you lost 6.5 years of your life. But I would only, if Indrani could face me, I would ask her, whose body was that? Was that your daughter's body?
Correct.
If she's your daughter, then how are you looking so happy when the truth is not known about how your daughter died?
So
you should be right there on top, interested in knowing how your daughter died, rather than say the matter is over, forget it, let's move on, I've moved on, etc. Yes, please, Mrinalini.
So Arnab, I mean, it's rather strange that I was also on your show when she was arrested, and I was there on a couple of shows thereafter, and we were all echoing the same sentiments because it was horrifying, shocking to say the least when we heard about such things. But today, the fact of the matter that she's coming out so triumphant and, smiling from year to year as if she's won a battle or she's been acquitted, is a absolute false bravado, which probably she is now portraying to the media. The lady has always been from the media, INX media, etc. So she knows how to portray, how to sort of, picture herself. The fact of the matter is only because, incidentally, I must share, I was in the Supreme Court on the day the arguments took place when Mr. Rohatgi appeared for her. And the only thing that the courts have said, that if the co-accused Mr. Mukerjea was released on bail on certain terms and conditions, it is only proper that she is also released. They have not expressed any opinion on whether on the merits of the case. Obviously, the trial has to go on. One point which is also true, one of my panelists have said that it has taken so much of time, thanks to COVID and thanks to certain postings of the judges where the courts were vacant, and that's what was the plea made on her behalf in the Supreme Court. It has taken so much of time. In fact, the prosecution was also saying, the counsel appearing for the state was also saying that Rahul has to be examined, and his examination is posted on the 28th of this month. And so they were expressing some kind of apprehensions about it. However, the court said that we have to give this. Now, the fact of the matter is that this is a judicial process which has happened, and we all bow down to the majesty of the law, and we should definitely not question it. What is absolutely perturbing is that you are accused of the murder of your daughter. One of the lady panelists absolutely rightly said, there is no remorse, there is absolutely nothing, there is glee on the face. I mean, you've lost your daughter, assuming you've killed her, you've not killed her. And what is being so triumphant about it? I think that's the most painful part of it. It's not about what the courts have done or what the judicial process is. It is about the reaction.
Yeah.
And as you rightly said, and one of the panelists also rightly said, that it has been the, sorry, with utmost respect, the irresponsible media asking absolutely irresponsible questions. Why would you ask such a question to a lady who has been accused? And I agree, it's an accused, she's not been convicted, but ask about how congratulating her, about saying that this is the happiest moment, and she responding in the same manner. The only thing I would have expected her to say that I'm grateful to the judiciary and I will await what the final results of the trial are. That is how she should have addressed the media if there are such questions. I think that itself speaks volumes, Arnab, and I really, I'm at pain to see.
I feel really
a circus.
It is very painful to see this shallow response of the media, and I hold the media responsible as well. But Aditya,
in fact, there is
why should we forget the case? You know, after all, yes, Aditya. Yeah, I just wanted to say a 24-year-old Sheena taken to a forest, allegedly strangled, her body cut into pieces, the pieces put in a bag after being half burnt, and the parts of her body found in a decomposed state 1 month later. And today we see these pictures, viewers. Of course, she's got bail because the case has gone on for 6 years, 6.5 years and longer. But then she also says that, listen, Sheena Bora is happy and alive. She's in Kashmir. Someone told me she's in Kashmir. I don't know. You know? And I must say here that...
That was not bought.
You know,
but that
you
was
know,
not
well, in
bought
fact,
by
when we
the
see
court
this,
when
we see the footage of the release today.
Yeah, Mrinalini. Yeah, it releases only by the court because the case has gone on for 6 years.
I said that was not bought.
The case is very much.
No. I said the earlier plea.
Yes, Mrinalini.
The earlier plea which was made in the High Court, saying that so and so has said that Sheena Bora is alive and that is why she should be given bail, was rejected by the High Court, if I'm right in my assessment, in my understanding, and that is why the courts have not bought this stupid theory that somebody found her at the Dal Lake or wherever they may have found her. I think
I just say that
they have gone. The only
No, I feel that I would only say that shame on the Lutyens media today. They are complicit in glamorizing a murder accused, and they say, how do you feel, how prison was, laughing, and then saying next interview, a little nice joking round going on, and I feel there was a lack of understanding and empathy. I think out of respect for the person murdered in this case, Sheena Bora, I think this response is extremely disconcerting. Yes, Aditya.
She has shown no remorse.
Yes, Aditya.
What about her reactions?
She has shown she appears to be absolutely unchanged from the time when she went behind bars. She expresses no sadness, no sympathy whatsoever. And one more question which comes in is that when Peter Mukerjea was granted bail, clearly Indrani, even if the court went on some elementary legal reasoning, like doctrine of parity, Indrani could not even receive bail under the doctrine of parity. And moreover, the 2018 order of Honorable Bombay High Court Justice Nitin Sambre clearly had rejected the bail, saying that there are strong circumstantial evidence linking Indrani Mukerjea to the death of Sheena Bora. So absolutely,
Swapnil.
It is very clear that the case against Indrani Mukerjea is very strong on merits, and the bail which is granted to her is only on the ground of the trial extending for so long. But section 436 of the CRPC even has an exception that
Aditya, I've got that. Yeah, I've got that point. Now, Arnab, the media questions are as shameless and the media stance is as shameless as it was during the TRP case. Much less said, the better. This is all orchestrated. This is complete farce. There is no question about it. Now, as far as the 68 witnesses or say 80 witnesses that have been examined so far about some possible 200 witnesses, it is not necessary to cast aspersions on the prosecution's laxity. There is no laxity here. I think the prosecution has done its job. That is the reason why 9 attempts at bail have failed. And only this last attempt succeeded before the Supreme Court, and that too on a parity basis. The very fact that 9 attempts at bail have been failed, that means the prosecution has been able to succeed all those 9 times to ensure that custody remains of Indrani Mukerjea so as the evidence is not tampered and there is no flight risk. Because the fact that this kind of a stance, the pictures that we are seeing, clearly shows no compunction whatsoever. And, you know, one of the panelists said that as a mother, how does one feel? Now, the fact is that you've portrayed earlier as a sister. Then the question of accepting the fact that she is your daughter and that even if she is now your daughter, she is possibly a body double is there somewhere in Dal Lake. These are all absurd farcical theories, Arnab. And this clearly demonstrates that what fate awaits at the trial. This is all a complete hogwash. And let me tell you something, I am extremely grateful to you the way you have done that journalistic, integrity. And no other channel, Arnab, no other channel, I've been on this since Gyan Vapi this morning on any other channel, but they have not covered this Indrani's case the way you are covering it and the way you did it at that time. And it is very important that you continue to do this because otherwise the ghosts of several victims, including Sheena Bora, will haunt the corridors of the court. Because truth, as Justice Chandrachud in your case said,
we are and we will because
and the dusty corridors of the court. So there has to be a cacophony.
Absolutely,
in the media.
and we are anyway as our network's name, company name goes. We are the outliers in the media, and we'll do that. We'll do that with complete conviction. But I think a moment of introspection for the media on just how they behaved today and the kind of questions they asked. Less said, the better.